My name is Editor Hadassa and I'm here on behalf of Waiting Rooms Trust. We want to discuss something very interesting about love in childless marriages. Initially, this topic really made me uncomfortable because I've always felt like childless marriages are put on the spot. Like, why would you just call it love in marriages? Why must the term childless marriages be brought out? And so today, we just want to talk with my friends whom we are with. My name is Editor, like I mentioned, and with me are my two very good friends. I just want to allow them to introduce themselves before we kick off.
Hi. Say hi. Hi. So my name is Sheila Waki. In social circles, I'm commonly known as Watele. Watele. And yeah, it's such an awesome moment at this time and just to be chosen and honored to be part of this journey and to just spread the love of God to you guys.
Yes, and my name is Tele Waki. They were Tele, I'm the Tele. And thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Did you mention that you're a doctor?
No, I did not.
Okay, this is Dr. Tele.
Yes, I'm a medical doctor, specifically a pediatrician as a specialty.
All right. And something that myself and Tele need to sort out is my height is 5-something and he's a 6-something. And one of the motivations of going to heaven is I want him to know my real height in heaven. Sheila, that's
sure
true.
It's 5-something.
Yeah. It looks like a 4.
4'8".
That's what I'm about to say, but it's okay. 5-something, that's fine.
But Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you.
Change,
Okay, I'll accept that. I'll take
little
that.
change, yeah, okay. We'll give you the full price, not the discount. It's okay.
Oh my word! All right. So I want us to just have a talk, and we're doing this to reach out, to create awareness about something that we are both all going through. I should mention that I am married, 13 years in April, and we are waiting on God when it comes to the gift of a child. My friends are in the same shoes, and I just want to hear, how long have you been married and how is it like for you?
You know, there are always 2 versions, the female version and the male version. Maybe we should hear the male one, then we correct the female with the female one. So how long have you been married?
I believe that the house is one, so if one speaks, we all respect each other. The better speaker is
He's wise.
the former rather than the latter, so I will revert to the former.
Pewa nyama.
Yes.
So we've been married 9 years. We turned 10 in May. Yes.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So May you're turning 10.
10.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
10 full years.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, right?
Yeah, you know, I look at you guys, you look like you've been married 3 years.
Yeah, we should
I like
be
the
less, actually.
love.
Should look like 1 year.
Yeah.
So I keep telling you, just continue.
Yeah, keep it. Whatever it is you're doing,
We need to do
keep
more.
at it. Yeah. And so just tell me, how has it been for you guys? And by this, I mean, let me be direct. I remember when we got married, of course, every couple expects that a child will come after a certain period. I know we have our honeymoon season, and then there's a part where you hoping that the Lord will come through and a child will come forth. And 10 years later, I'm sure it's not been all smooth. Speaking for myself, I remember days when I just, you know, every month comes and you're thinking,
This is
I
it.
think this
This is it.
And then there's that big boom, sorry,
Wow.
try next time. How has it been for you guys in terms of trying for a child?
I think I'll just say how grateful I am to God and to this amazing human being right next to me, such that when we got married, it wasn't really a pressure point. Like, yes, let's have children. It's like now, it's time. What's wrong with you, woman? What's going on, you know? So for us, it was just, let's live one day at a time. And at that point, we had an urgent need that we're taking care of. His dear mom was unwell.
Oh, sorry.
So we were her caregivers. So that was consuming a lot of our time, plus him being in school and him being at work. So our days were pretty consumed by helping and taking care of and just making sure the day has gone with what we were supposed to have done that day. So children weren't really at our forefront.
But
so
if it was to happen, it
yeah,
would be
we
okay.
had said,
You
you
are
know
open
what,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yes,
and
open
we're
to
like,
it.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
sometimes we
those,
say that we put at the back of the
yeah, yeah, but
I
it
hear
wasn't really oh my gosh, what's happening? How comes? At least for the first 3 years,
Yeah.
it wasn't really a big deal to us. So then at some point, mom passed away, and now you start realizing there's more time in your hands. Okay, so what's going on? Something is amiss.
Yep.
But at that time, I was also going through so much because mom passed away. Then my best friend at that point passed away. And it was very heavy on my system. And it was both cancer victims. I was taking care of both of them in different capacities. So my body just, I just sunk into a pit that I don't even know how I entered. And it was through intervention, him and his one of his doctor friends who took care of me, that they decided I needed to go for counseling. So it was during those counseling sessions when the counselor is asking you, okay, so I see you guys are okay, you're doing not too bad, and I love the support you have for each other, but I'm not hearing any children. What's going on? None of you are telling me anything about children. So then that's when we started now actively talking about it, and she's asking us, do you think it warrants research? Like, it's not normal that you should have stayed this long and there's no evidence for children. Even if it was an oops moment, something should have happened by now.
Because it's very weird. Like when growing up, there are so many warnings. Like if you touch a man,
that's it.
Drink waters, next to a jama.
sit on the same seat.
You are so pregnant, and then you wonder suddenly, oops.
So there's a
You're
lot
sharing
of
a
work.
bed.
It's more than touch, and
Uh,
nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So at that point, then we decided, okay, she gave us a referral for a doctor who had treated her daughter.
Yeah.
And that's when, out of other issues, because I remember after we saw her, we stayed a while. We still weren't feeling the urgency she had put across. So I remember that
Actually,
December.
what happened was that the point at which now the therapist had intervened.
Yeah.
During that particular time is when she noted that her pressure was a bit high, as in her body already had issues. So that there was already something that we knew was happening as we're going through with therapists.
Yes.
And that was also being addressed as well through a specialist specifically for the diabetes and the high blood pressure. So moving on is when now we started. It wasn't actually through. It was actually a while later. Like she says, that's when now we engage now the gynecologists.
And
now we can be able to specifically know on exactly now the point where we need, now we're talking about the womb. Such things.
And
So
actually
that's
what
with the
drove
gynecologist.
us to the gynecologist was a very excruciating, crazy, painful period. If that didn't happen,
You wouldn't have.
I
probably
don't think
pursued.
would have gotten that crazy urgency to, okay, this is not normal. This month is worse than it's ever been. So let's just go and find out what's going on.
It's
So
interesting that you brought that, because I remember when I first went to a gynecologist, I was also driven by pain. I was wondering what's with these menstrual pains, and that's how I found out that I suffered from endometriosis. And I'm just wondering, because looking at myself, I was married, of course, at that point, and I remember discussing this with my husband and saying this condition that I really don't understand, and I'm told, and I didn't know that it actually affected my fertility. So I'm just wondering, after you went to the doctor and you're probably made aware that you had a medical condition, how did you both handle that? Maybe we can start with Dr. Waki. You didn't see that coming.
No, I did not. don't let anybody lie to you that you understand what is going on with your significant other when they're going through things. That will never happen. You can support them through their pain, but you'll never feel what's going through.
Please say that again.
So your answer may be very difficult.
Louder for the people at the
Please
back.
just say that again.
You may never feel the pain that your significant other is going through, so you can never be able to say exactly what they're going through. But you can sympathize with them, you can support them. That should be very clear.
Yes.
So I have no answer to your question. But if I can water down my answer
Yes.
to help to accommodate what you're saying, I expected, to be honest, I looked at it from both ways. Either there will be an immediate response, first of all, from the diagnosis and from the treatment that has been put forward, or there might be a long-term response. Right? So I looked at it both ways, because the thing about our profession is that we tend to look at everything. A pneumonia may be simple and may go away within 5 days. Others take even up to 2 weeks. So I have to look at it from both ways. What ifs. So I put all those, I took those factors into account.
Yeah.
So I did not, first of all, it was good to know that there was something. It was good to know that there was something.
Yeah.
More for her than for me, because she was at the point where it was really because now it was actually still affecting her. My problem was, the more it affects her, we have this issue about high blood pressure, this issue about high blood sugar. It might be a bit too overwhelming for her.
Yeah, the peace of mind now lacks
Correct.
at that point.
So that came in, and then now, of course, everything else now came fitting into place, as long as we knew what was happening and what needed to be done. So it made it easier for me to support her, because it didn't feel like I was just saying things without knowing what I'm talking about.
I hear you.
We're talking about this, but we're supporting each other nonetheless.
And maybe just to bring our viewers into the picture, what is this we're talking about? We know about the high blood pressure, high blood sugar. What is this condition that you're talking about?
So after some tests, the doctor found that, crazy tests, the doctor found that I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that just basically means your ovaries are filled with cysts, which are fluid-filled sacs, and they take up space that the eggs are supposed to be using to get fertilized. Not fertilized, but to grow, so that they're released, and if they get a sperm, then they get fertilized. So the doctor found that. The doctor found I had fibroids, and the doctor found that my left tube was blocked.
Both of them.
Okay, both, but the left one is the bad one.
Yeah.
Like the right one wasn't really a problem, but the left one was pretty bad. And then he also found that fimbria are finger-like structures that are attached to the ends of your fallopian tubes, and they look like fingers, and they collect the egg from the ovary once it's released, so that they direct it into the fallopian tubes and into the uterus, either to shed or fertilization, implantation actually. So they found mine were attached to my intestines and my stomach walls, so they could not move and were not picking up anything as they should have.
Wow, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, in one sitting. You're like, huh? I have what? Those are what?
And I'm just it's good that we're laughing at this now, because I'm sure the first times, like you're saying, you're thinking, you have what? Like, what does it mean for you? What, you know, it's all that. And we're laughing now because we've walked this journey for so long, and we know it's not the end of the road. It's not a death sentence. So I remember before my last surgery last year, I went into the doctor, and I remember I was told that I had endometriosis, ovarian endometrioma, and there was this crazy attachment of like all my organs together, intestines, to the ovaries, to the tubes, and I'm thinking,
that's painful.
You know. But look at me now.
Yeah.
Who'd know that there's so much going on inside? So it's not the end of it. Yeah. Okay, I think this is where we stop and pray.
You two need to have a session. Yeah, I'll be the moderator.
We'll have my husband next time.
Clearly, because
All right.
But
maybe we just take a short break, and when you're back, we'll probably proceed with the talk.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.